name is Ritu Shah. I'm the CEO of ClostraBio. When I was in high school, I wanted to be focusing on women of darker skin and making makeup for them. Because at that point in the 1990s, there weren't a lot of manufacturers out there making makeup for women of darker skin color. So when I looked at what type of role that was chemical engineering. And that is why I went into life sciences and into chemical engineering, was to help women with darker skin and have makeup that works for them. ClostraBio is really focused on gut health at its core. If you think about gut health and how it impacts the overall body, gut-brain axis, so many conditions come from gut health. If we think about it, we have food allergy, food sensitivity, IBD, IBS, the list is so long. And we just really want to help people who have that challenge with gut health, intestinal barrier, and how to really improve on that. It's been really interesting for me because traditionally my role in life sciences has been more on the drug development side. And when I took on the role of CEO of ClostraBio, we made this pivot towards focusing on nutraceuticals. And when you think about that and who is the main purchaser, it's often women, either as a wife or as a spouse or a partner or as a mother. And I think that having a female-led company in this space is really important because I can relate to women who are purchasing this product. And what's really disappointing is that there aren't a lot of women leading companies like this. And if there are, there's very few investment firms who are willing to invest in women-led companies. And so how do we really change that paradigm and think about moving the focus towards women-led companies and giving them the funds they need to really drive this forward to individuals who are trying to be healthy? Well, we really pride ourselves on one thing. We are backed by science. And so ClostraBio has really valued that. All of our data has been tested. It's a human natural strain. We really want to make sure that we stay true to that and that we keep our integrity in that space. We want people to feel that they are taking something that they can feel that is safe and that they're comfortable with and that has evidence that shows that it can be effective. And so that, I think, is one of the biggest things that differentiates ClostraBio from some of the other organizations in this space. Yeah, I mean, I started off in big pharma consulting for over 11 years, went into big pharma for 8 years, and then into biotech. And every time I would go into another company in biotech, it would just get smaller and smaller. So the first biotech was 200 employees, and then it was 6 employees, and then it came, back to 50 employees. And ClostraBio really only has 6 full-time employees right now. And I love it because decision-making becomes easier. I get to be part of all the discussions. You get to learn so much. I just find things really interesting, and I think that gives anyone who wants to be in this space an opportunity to really grow. But I would say that there is a lot of benefit from being in big pharma as well. You learn so much that you can bring to biotech. Yeah, my big thing is to be open. I think that when you come into life sciences or you see what's out there, you want to be so specific and you want to do what you know. But I think the biggest thing is if you really want to be in biotech, then be driven, be willing to learn, be willing to take anything on. Especially in biotech versus big pharma, you get this opportunity to roll up your sleeves and get messy and learn and ask questions. And don't focus so much on the title or the pay, but really think about what you can learn and how you can learn so rapidly because you're in a small biotech. Yeah, I joked with my parents the other day, I haven't seen revenue in 8 years. And so to see revenue at ClostraBio is pretty exciting. But what's more exciting is being able to see something in the market and that people are actually using it and seeing benefit. And so there's a huge learning process going from the lab all the way through commercialization, right? It's not just being in the lab in a test tube, it's testing it out in various methods. It's thinking about how to scale it and bring it to manufacturing and how to go from the lab to commercial scale manufacturing. How to think about even change management and how do you market a product and how do you think about the competitive analysis? Like there's so many components, which I don't think a lot of people really appreciate until they actually go through the entire life cycle of a product. And doing that in a biotech, you get to go a little faster. And now being in the commercial and seeing our product in the market on websites for people to buy, it's a proud moment. It's a really proud moment. So actually, it's been 27 years, if you can believe it. I know I'm dating myself right now, but everything has changed. The one thing hasn't changed is the dedication to science and to finding things for people to take and really focusing on making people healthier or helping those who it's an unmet need. There's no therapeutic out there. That hasn't changed. But what has changed is the process to get there, the regulatory standards, the stringent needs of what is required, the data that's required, the focus, and also really there's so many organizations out there that are sometimes focusing on the same thing. Who's going to be better at it? And who's going to get out there faster? And how are they going to think out of the box? And so I think from back in when I started in 1998 till now, the biggest changes I see are in the regulatory space and the whole concept of biotech. Like it wasn't that big then. And so biotech has really allowed for science to go faster. And one person said this to me a couple of weeks ago, biotech startups are the lifeline of innovation. Like they're the lifeline of our industry. And without that kind of innovation, the industry won't be able to innovate. You know, on a personal level, my father has Parkinson's and he's 82. And there's so many trials out there with Parkinson's. And he, unfortunately won't be able to benefit from it. But there are people who are living longer and they're gonna be getting Parkinson's, they're gonna be getting Alzheimer's, heart disease, so many things. And there's so much out there that people are working on to help those in need as they get older. But also I'm really excited by the opportunity to try to stay healthy before you get to that point. And I think that there's this focus on what can you do now and be healthy and stay healthy versus being impacted by disease later.